In this video, we're talking about fractions, adding and subtracting common denominators. So first of all, we have fractions. We have a line. It is a type of ratio between two numbers. The top number is called a numerator, and the bottom number is called a denominator. When we are adding and subtracting, we are going to be keeping the denominator. No matter what it is, it's going to stay exactly how it started. And the numerators, we're going to simply add or subtract the numbers. Okay? For example, let's discuss 1/2 plus 3/2. Now, I'm going to keep my denominator whatever it is. It's really crucial that we have common denominators when we are adding or subtracting fractions. And in another video, we will talk about what to do when we're not starting with common denominators. But we have our common denominator, so it's going to stay exactly what it was in our final answer. And then we are going to add, in this case, because we have a plus sign, our numerators, okay? So 1 plus 3 is our numerator, and we get 4/2. Now, in this case, we can simplify. What that means is I can divide both the numerator and denominator by the same number to make the fraction a little bit easier to work with, okay? Our greatest common factor, the number that appears highest in both of them that we can divide by evenly, is 2. And so what I'm going to get when I take 4 divided by 2 is, of course, 2. And 2 divided by 2 is going to give me 1. Another way of writing this is just +2. Another example we could use is 4/5 plus 2/5. Okay, so again, I'm going to check first for my common denominators, which I have here. We have 5 and 5, so my final answer should have a denominator of 5. And I'm simply going to add my 4 plus 2, which gives me 6/5. In this case, I can leave the answer like this. 6/5 is a completely valid answer. Or I can write this as a mixed number. To write as a mixed number, I'm going to divide the numerator by the denominator. And I'm going to check out what I have left. So 6 divided by 5, 5 goes into 6 one time. And then I still have, out of 5, I have 6 minus 5 gives me 1 left over. So I have 6/5 or 1 1/5. Both of these are valid answers and accurate answers. Let's take a look at an example of subtraction. So we have 8/3 minus 5/3. So here I'm going to do the same process that I used with my adding fractions. I'm going to check my denominator first. So I have a denominator of 3. They're both the same, which is awesome. And now I'm going to subtract my numerators only. So 8 minus 5 in my numerator. That gives me an answer of 3/3, which is a valid answer, but we can simplify that by dividing by 3/3, right? Dividing by 3 and dividing by 3, and I get 1 as my final answer here. One last example, subtracting. Well, let's say 5/12 minus 5/12. So we are going to take our denominators. We're going to check and make sure they are the same, and they are. My final denominator should be, take a second, write down your work, and we should get 12. And then our numerators, we're going to take 5 minus 5, which gives me 0/12. Now, yes, I can say 0/12, especially if I'm answering a word problem with this. But in this case, 0/12, we're going to write our final answer as 0. Go ahead and do some practice on this and make sure you have it down and continue working on the lesson.